Mr. President, I'm quite happy that what the two committees have done at this stage is to adopt more or less hook, line, and sinker the proposals that have been sent by the executive in their medium-term expenditure framework. And I also agree partly with the position taken by distinguished Senator Olamilekan that yes, some of the projections that we have seen and some of the baseline data on which the medium-term expenditure framework has been based are futuristic. What I mean by futuristic is that they are based on expectations. These expectations have so many pitfalls. They are either going to be realized or we are likely going to find ourselves in a greater challenge when we approve these parameters at the basis of which the budget is going to be based. Mr. President, we all know the volatility of oil prices. Thankfully, a lot of the driver of the economic growth in this country today has shifted from oil to non-oil resources. But then, the devil in the detail is that the non-oil component is made up more of services service provision than the actual real sector investments that we are going to experience. Another problem that we should look at is what contribution really and what kind of investments are we making in the real sector of the economy. Some of these issues I may be part of the problem because my committee is also involved. But because of the futuristic nature of the projections and the very lofty ideas that have informed the reform process, one will find it very difficult to really make substantive contributions unless these reforms mature and we start seeing positive improvements. But we have to also hedge our bets. And by hedging the bets, we have seen the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria recently coming out with data that almost all the manufacturing companies in this country are recording negative returns, which means that the amount of taxes that we can get from CIT, company income taxes, are almost zero. So the major problem that we have is that you cannot tax companies that are making losses. Therefore, the major issues that we have, Mr. President, while I'm not averse to the direction of making futuristic prognostications, the National Assembly should be on the pedal. Really, because there may be a need, maybe sometime around March, for us to sit down and look at the projections that have been made so that a review, particularly when we are talking about petroleum domestic refining, yes, but the feedstock that is going into domestic refining is at international prices. So whatever benefit we are likely going to get will not be, the Dangote recently reduced just 20 naira, which is a completely very insignificant reduction, from what we have been experiencing. So I think we should go ahead and approve this projection with a pinch of salt. But it also means that we in the National Assembly, particularly this very, very distinguished chamber, Mr. President, should have its eyes on the ball so that by March we should be able to see the ways in which the macroeconomy is moving so that we can come back and put a break or adjust certain parameters depending on the way in which the reform process is progressing. While deciding to move to thanking you and thanking also the committee for their projection, I want to take note of item 4 in the recommendations, where the chairman of the finance committee excised my committee from report of an institution that we are oversighting. I think the Committee on National Planning should be one of the committees that should look at the report of the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission, so that we can be able to be on the same page with what the NMPC is claiming, or what we are claiming the NMPC is holding from the revenue of the country. Thank you very much, Mr. President, for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you. Chairman, note what he has said. The Committee on National